Hey, what's going on, guys? OJ back here with another video, and today we're going to be doing something that not many people have really thought about doing before, but we're going to be the first ones to do it, and that is rating every single women's division based on excitement. This is kind of a subjective list, and I'm just going to be listing the reasons why I think certain women's divisions are better than others. But yeah, I'm not rating any of them too highly just to spoil you guys if you guys really want to know without having to watch this video. But yeah, overall, I'm just gonna be rating every single division starting from strawweight to bantamweight and just list the pros and cons of each women's division. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the video. All right, we're gonna start off with the strawweight division. And this division isn't exactly must see TV, but I think it's a lot better than what people give it credit for. We got the Mackenzie Dern and Tabitha Ricci weigh-ins. I'm not gonna explain in this video why you should go watch those, but the people who know, you know why it's on here as a pro. We got Zhang Wei Li as a champion. She's really good. Like she is a very skilled mixed martial artist and I think she can become like one of the greatest women's fighters like ever. I know she already is, but she can possibly challenge Amanda Nunes sometime in the future if she keeps winning. You also got some decent prospects. You got like Jillian Robertson. I think she's pretty good at submissions. You got Lupi Godinez. She's pretty good to watch. And Loma Lagune. She's a fun striker. Not a lot of knockout potential, but she's very technically good. The cons for this division, there's a lot of smudge grappling, which results in dead fights, especially around the 5 to 10 range. Yeah, you'll see a lot of those in the in the strawweight division. Like take for example Amanda Lemos. She fought Yasmin Lucindo, I believe, in March, and that was one of the most depressing fights I've watched because nothing really happened other than the fact that Lemos just smudge grappled Lucindo for 15 straight minutes. And there's a lot of those. I don't really remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I think that's a problem in this division. And the other thing is that Tatiana Suarez is somehow the number two contender. Like, I know she just fought for the belt, so technically she should still be within the top five. But I'm gonna be real, I don't know who she beats in the top five. Like, I know she has wins. I don't really remember them, to be honest. It's been, what, 2 years since she's last fought before getting absolutely destroyed by Zhang Wei Li. I think Berna Jandiroba beats her if they. I don't know if they fought before, but I think Jandiroba right now beats her. I think Yan Xiaonan beats Tatiana Suarez. Amanda Lemos beats Tatiana Suarez, and Jessica Andrade beats Tatiana Suarez. So the fact that Suarez is still pushed by the UFC as this uh, Olympic level wrestler with like crazy credentials and like a future champion potential, I don't see that, and I think that's a problem because you're holding up the number two spot. I think there's a lot more capable contenders that could potentially challenge Zhang Weili. Not necessarily beat her, but can certainly put up a better performance than what Tatiana showed us in her fight with Zhang Weili. But yeah, I rate this overall a 4 out of 10. Not exactly the most exciting division, but it's not half bad if you give it a chance. All right, moving on, we got to the flyweight division. I do not rate this division at all. The only positive I can come up with is the fact that there are absolute stunning beauties in this division, like Natalia Silva, Alexa Grasso. We got who was her name? Oh, Tracy Cortez and Del, Ariane da Silva. There are a lot of cons in this division, however. The fights are usually shit. They don't really They refuse to fight aggressively. Most of these women just stand at a range shadowboxing. If it's 3 rounds, it's going to be 29-28. If it's 5 rounds, it's going to be a 48-47. Either way, you know that the fights are usually gonna be shit. And the one of the biggest problems I see in this division is the fact that people gas up Valentina Shevchenko's performances. Like, don't get me wrong, she's a very skilled mixed martial artist, but people act as if she's fun to watch. She is not fun to watch. Like, you watch her fight with Alexa Grasso in the trilogy, she just smudge grappled Grasso for 5 straight rounds, and every time they were on the feet, Grasso was able to tag her up. And against Manon Fiorot, fair enough. I know that Manon Fiorot is also terrible, but Shevchenko didn't do that much. It's kind of weird to say this, but I think Shevchenko, I know she's won a lot of fights, and maybe in her prime it was a little bit different, but recently, I just don't care about Valentina Shevchenko, which is weird because she is like an established multiple time champion. I think she has like 8 title defenses. I don't know off the top of my head, but anyways, Valentina Shevchenko. I know she is one of the longest reigning champions the UFC's ever had, but I don't care. Her fights are not really that exciting. Like, I know, and people are gonna say that, oh, well, GSP's fights were not that exciting. Like, there are different levels. Like GSP, it's like, yeah, you can kind of appreciate the skills behind it. Like Valentina Shevchenko, I barely even struggled to appreciate the skills. Like, you watch the fight with Manon Fiorot a couple of weeks ago, they have no idea what they're doing in the clinch. And yes, you can kind of blame this on Fiorot again, but Shevchenko, I thought she was gonna bring in the mixed martial arts, but she didn't do much of anything with that. She occasionally shot for takedowns and failed them. And fair enough, Fiorot's kind of hard to take down. I just don't see why people rate Shevchenko. And it, like, in terms of excitement. Like, she's out here just leg kicking at range, and occasionally she'll get a finish in the fourth round and stuff. And if she can't do that on the feet, though, she just like takes you down and just smudges you against the canvas. So yeah, I don't want to hear people in my comments saying that Valentina Shevchenko's a really fun fighter to watch because she's not. She's not letting you hit, bro. Stop lying to yourself. And last but not least, I know I already talked about Manafura. Half of these women fight once a year. You know, Valentina Shevchenko, she fights at best once every 6 months. The whole trilogy between her and Alexa Grasso. I believe the second fight took 1 year apart from the first fight, and then right after that, it took another year where we got to see that dog shit fight in the trilogy. I believe it was like a 1 year difference. My point is, a lot of these fighters don't fight. It's not just Valentina Shevchenko. Like, again, Shevchenko is just the obvious one. Who am I gonna say? Who am I gonna say that's like actually relevant? Like Manon Fiorot. She fought Aaron Blanchfield in 2024 of March, right before fighting for the title. And it wasn't like she's injured. It wasn't like a JDM situation where she needed surgery. She just didn't fight. And I guess Aaron Blanchfield has been a little bit more active, but her opponent in Macy Barbers this week, I don't even remember when the last time she's fought. I thought the UFC cut her. Like, I don't remember what she does even. I'll probably have to watch some form of tape for her when I post predictions this weekend. But I don't know how Macy Barber fights. I don't know when's the last time she fought. And I could say that for a lot of contenders over here. Like Tracy Cortez, the last time she fought was like in July of 2024. Uh Viviane Arujo, she's fought like what, 7 months ago. Like, there's not a lot of activity within the flyweight division. And it's not just the top level, which we typically see in male divisions. It's the whole division, like from top to bottom. Like Casey O'Neill should not be having this long of a layoff. She fought in August of 2024. It's been 9 months, and she still has no fight news. But yeah, this division's not good. That's why I gave it the rating 2 out of 10. I just don't think this division is as good as people think, and especially when Valentina Shevchenko is fighting. Last but not least, I want to talk about the women's bantamweight division. I rate this division more than the first two because even though skill wise, like the fights are shit, like there are a lot of pros in this division, like absolute dimes, like Norma Jumont over here. We also got some decent prospects in the division, like Macy Chiasson, Jacqueline Cavalcanti, Nora Cornoli. Like there's some level of prospects that I can get behind. And sometimes the fights are very fun to watch, like Irene Aldana versus Norma Jumont, Irene Aldana versus I believe it was Carl Rosa. Yeah, it was Carl Rosa. Okay, Aylin Perez, she like loves to shake her ass, and she's consistently winning dominantly. So I gotta give it to her. The cons of this division, however, is the fact that Juliana Pena is the champion of the bantamweight division. Like, why is Juliana Pena the champion of the bantamweight division? I thought Raquel Pennington clearly beat her in UFC 307, but here we have Pena fighting once a year and just making us depressed with her overall fighting ability because let's be honest, she just kind of I don't know how she's a professional fighter. I know that's crazy to say when she's the champion of the bantamweight division, but you watch her striking, she's just closing her eyes, swinging her arms like a fucking retard. And on the ground, like she's pretty good, but it's been a while since she submitted anybody. Like the last time she's done it was against Amanda Nunes, and since then, people have kind of brushed it off as a fluke because in the rematch, Nunes just whooped Pena's ass like 50-44 or something like that. Second off, we got Raquel Pennington versus Mayra Bueno Silva. This was simply an atrocity that should have never happened. I clearly remember this in the 2024 Canada pay-per-view because this got I believe RC fired from RC and DC from the ESPN channel. That fight was so atrocious, and the fact that Pennington ended up as the champion after that fight really made me sick to my stomach. And now, fair enough, Pennington did show a better performance in her fight with Pena, but unfortunately, she got robbed in that fight. So the bantamweight division is simply a shit show. Pena shouldn't be the champion. Pennington should be fighting Kayla Harrison, but I don't really want to watch a Raquel Pennington fight. And there's also a lack of talent. Chelsea Chandler is still in the rankings in 2025. I have yet to see Chelsea Chandler win a fight since she's been in the UFC. I know she has some, but I don't remember any. And every time I see her fight, she's just losing dominantly. So I don't know how you can put Chelsea Chandler in the top 15. It kind of just shows how lacking the talent pool is in this division. But there are a lot of pros that kind of make up for these really bad faults, especially the fucking Raquel Pennington fight with Mayra Bueno Silva. Like I feel like that alone gives it a -5. But yeah, other than that though, I it's not bad. It's not a bad division. I like this division out of every single women's division. They're not exactly the most skilled, but they're fun to watch at times. All right, that's gonna be it for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about uh my list and overall the divisions from strawweight to bantamweight. Do you like certain divisions over others? Like, do you generally agree with my takes? Leave a comment down below if you do. But other than that, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.